Hello guys, and welcome to round number 4. In this round we are playing against hyperMarlon from Germany. So in the first game we get to be on the play. In our hand we've got a Tornado Dragon, a Soul Manipulator, Dagdra and Zombie Horde and a Spirit Cheetah. Our opponent has a Radioactive Pest, a Porcupine Teacher, a Ghostly Underdog, an Agile Rooster and a C-Rex. Here I open up the game with a Dagdra. We have another Hunter in our hand as a backup if this Dagdra gets mind-bugged. Our opponent decides to let it go and play a Hunter of their own in the form of C-Rex. So C-Rex is, in my opinion, more potent card and Hunter than Dagdra is. But still, we do not wish to mind-bug another Hunter turn 1, so we just let it resolve. We drew a Rocky Fant, which is a good discard outlet for our Tornado Dragon, so that's something to keep in mind when you have a Tornado Dragon in your hand. Here I play a Soul Manipulator, and the reason is Soul Manipulator can remove cards from the discard piles, so that the C-Rex cannot grow. So we fizzle the Manipulator's effect, but it's just a good tool to have on your side of the board early. Our opponent lets it go. And here they play a Ghostly Underdog, which is a bit awkward play because we can hunt this underdog with our Dagdra, but if we hunt it, then the C-Rex has a target in the discard pile to boost itself with and grow up to 6 power, and then it could start hunting down our creatures, which are 5 power. So we let this underdog resolve as in our hand we do not have any small power creatures. I decide to hunt the C-Rex immediately and to remove this threat from the board. In the end they have a 4 power creature which does nothing, and we have a 5 power creature which does something every time, so I'm happy with this exchange. So the cards they drew in the meantime are a Cave Lizard and a Blessed Shield Bug. They decide to play their Blessed Shield Bugs. I guess they were counting on Blessed Shield Bugs going into the discard pile one day and this Ghostly Underdog growing up to 5 power. So Blessed Shield Bugs is almost never a mind-bug target, so we just let it go. Here, as we are not under any threat, we can play various cards from our hand. Of course, right now they have a 6 power creature and we have a 5 power creature, so we need something to block these shield bugs with. I was worried if I play an End Zombie Horde here and it gets mind-bugged, that I would have a miserable time against it, as we do not have a good answer to it if it grows up to 10 or 11 power. So as much as I regret playing like this, I decided to play this Rocky Fant, so we play a card that would be a great discard outlet for our Tornado Dragon, but it seemed like a most logical thing to play. Our opponent decides to mind-bug the Rocky Fant. I'm unsure why exactly, but okay. Maybe they thought we didn't have a blocker for it. So now they have an 8 power creature, and we still need something to block with. Of course, as we are at 3 life and our opponent is at 3 life, we're not in a rush to do anything right now. I play an end zombie horde here. Our opponent thinks for a bit. I think this end zombie horde would be a much better target for them to Mindbug rather than this Rocky Fent, but oh well. So they let the end zombie horde resolve and answer with a radioactive pest of their own. I guess they didn't want to Mindbug the zombie horde because they had a pest in their hand. So this pest is a mediocre card right now. We could Mindbug it, but there's no need to do so. A good answer to this pest in our hand is Spirit Cheetah, which we play right now. If a Spirit Cheetah hunts a 5 or greater power creature on their side of the board, it will get defeated and it could take control of the radioactive pest. So best thing to do with a resolved Cheetah is to hunt a 5 power creature on your opponent's side of the board or some small poisonous creature, and to use its effect to gain control of another creature of your opponent's. So basically trade 2 for 1. Trading 2 for 1 is important strategy in most of the card games, and in Mindbug I believe it's a very important strategy to have on mind always. So they decide to attack with their pest. Reasonable. I decide I like all of my creatures and I would just block with my Soul Manipulator here. I like to have a Hunter in play. I like to have an End Zombie Horde that could grow up to higher power in play, and of course I like to have a Soul Manipulator on my side of the board, as it is a powerful tool. So now we once again have various options. That's why my timer goes so low, because I'm thinking about all the options we could do and all the cards we could play. So in the end I decide to not overcomplicate things and just start attacking with our End Zombie Horde. They block with their shield bugs. Of course they're trying to get these shield bugs in their discard pile, as they should, because then their creatures grow to up to +1 power. They drew a Squirtui Scout, which is a great card. So now they play a Cave Lizard. A Cave Lizard is a potential problem, especially on this turn. If we let it resolve, we cannot attack with our End Zombie Horde because we have only one card to boost it with. So once again I didn't want to overcomplicate things and I just hunted their 4-power creature with our 5-power hunter. Also, this way we get 2 cards in their discard pile, which we could use to boost our end zombie horde to up to 11 power and go over this 10-power cave lizard. So sometimes in the game you just need not to overthink and overcomplicate things. Just do the most logical action available. They play His Holiness. This could be a problem for us if they boost like this cave lizard up to 12 power or something. Also, they have 4 cards left in hand and we still have 2 Mindbugs left. So I didn't like His Holiness boosting their creatures up to higher power, so in the end I decided to use one of my Mindbugs here. It was a tough decision, so you can see our timer goes down to 10 seconds and less. Fortunately, resolving His Holiness triggers. Resolving every trigger adds a small amount of time to your clock, so you just don't run out of time while resolving a boost triggers. So we are left with 12 seconds on our clock, which is not ideal, but you need to take the time to think in the critical moments, and I like using my time as much as I can. They play a Porcupine Teacher here. We have like 8 seconds left, so I let this Porcupine Teacher resolve, and as we had a little time on our clock, I just decided to hunt this teacher down and remove the poisonous effect from their creatures. I didn't want to steal this Porcupine Teacher because I was afraid if they had Madame Mystique in their hand, it would be a perfect counter and all of our creatures could die to the Mystique defeated effect. Here they play an Agile Rooster into 2 of our 5-power creatures, so His Holiness is a perfect blocker for this Rooster. Yes, they will both die, but that's an acceptable exchange for us. So right now we have 5 cards in our hand, 1 Mindbug left. They have 2 cards in their hand and 1 Mindbug left, so we are in a kinda good position. Here I play a rabbit because I didn't want any of our other creatures to be mind-bugged. Rabbit is also a backup blocker for this Agile Rooster if His Holiness gets defeated somehow. So right now we are winning on the board, and we just need to pertain this status quo on the board game state, and we can win the game with our end zombie horde. So this card changes everything because it can defeat our end zombie horde with its play effect. So I kinda didn't like that, and also a Go Dragon is a very potent creature in the late game. And I was thinking, okay, they have only 1 card left in their hand. I guess this Go Dragon is a superb target for our last Mindbug. So we just decide to go, Mindbug this Go Dragon, and actually don't remember what I boosted here with the Go Dragon effect. We boosted His Holiness up to 6 power, okay. And now comes the nightmare in the form of Squirty Scout. They have 2 6-power creatures on the board, so this Agile Rooster is unblockable. Okay, so our clock went down to 2 seconds and I decided to play this Tornado Dragon. I somehow needed to get rid of this Scout or one of their 6-power creatures, so they wouldn't be unblockable anymore. But also they do not have a card to discard to this dragon, so its effect is not used. The thing I forgot is that this way I gave them double 8-power creatures, so now I need to deal with their 6-power creatures and their 8-power creatures, or alternatively to deal with their Squirty Scout somehow. So I did the only thing I could do, attack with my manipulator, and boosted a Rocky Fent once. So it went up to 9 power. Our Soul Manipulator died, of course. Now they have a free attack with this Agile Rooster, which hits us 2 times down to 1 life. So we were lucky that we were at 3 life and not 2 life, because if we were down to 2 life we would just lose here on the spot. So now we just need to somehow solve their 6-power creatures, and we can do that by boosting a card to their creature. So basically what they needed to do last turn is not block our Soul Manipulator, because then we wouldn't have target to boost their creatures and they would probably win this game. So now we boost their Agile Rooster up to 7 power with our Holiness. And this is basically a game over. They decide to attack once more and see if we forget to block or something. But as you can see, this game was very tense. Little things decided who would be the winner in the end. Here they attack with the Rooster, we block with our 6-power Holiness that we boosted before. And they just see that the game is over and decide to concede the game. Okay, so this was a crazy game. Let's see how our second game went. In the second game, there is a ghostly underdog and a mouse out of the game. We're always happy to see the mouse out of the game. In our hand, we have an Agile Rooster, a C-Rex, Rocky Fent, Soul Manipulator, and a Squirty Scout. In our opponent's hand, they have a Tornado Dragon, a Fire Antler, a Goat Dragon, a Porcupine Teacher, and a Radioactive Pest. So we are first to play once more. Here I didn't like playing Agile Rooster turn 1 because we only have 5-power creatures in our hand. I also didn't like playing C-Rex turn 1 because we did not have a good counter to it. and I didn't want to give them a creature that could hunt our scout. Here they respond with a radioactive pest. As usual, when you play a high power creature turn 1, your opponent will most likely respond with a pest if they have it in their hand. So, as it's their only creature, I didn't want to Mindbug it turn 1, of course, because I don't know what is in their hand. And they drew another one right now. Here I play a Catalyst. Catalyst is good to play in this spot when you are on the play and when your opponent has one more card in their deck than you have. And if they decide to Mindbug it and you play another creature and they decide to attack with it, you will only discard 2 cards from your deck, which is reasonable. And usually you just kill this Catalyst when it attacks. So it's basically a 2-for-1, but they are using their Mindbug, so it's kind of even. Or kind of even better for you than your opponent, I guess. So they decide to use their Mindbug. Here we want to play a card from our hand just to draw another card from our deck and limit how much cards they discard if they attack with this Catalyst. As usual, I like to play tough creatures in the face of poisonous creatures, so they survive the attack when they block. This Catalyst attacks and they discard a Trash Flyer and a Spirit Cheetah to our discard pile, which are both fine. So we block with our Soul Manipulator here. And we continue trying to set up this Squirtle Scout by playing same power creatures on our side of the board. It's also a good tactic to plan in advance. So if you have a Scout in your hand and your opponent uses all of their Mindbugs and you're free to play a Scout, you usually already want to have same power creatures on your side of the board, so that the next turn you could attack freely. So we play a Dagdra here as a counter to their pest. Our opponent responds with a Tornado Dragon. Tornado Dragon is one more 8 power creature. We have an 8 power Rocky Fant on our side of the board. We currently do not have a good discard outlet in our hand for this Tornado Dragon. And they still have 5 cards in their hand, 3 cards in their draw pile. So I don't know if this was a good decision, but in the end we decided to Mindbug a Tornado Dragon here, just to set up our Squirtle Scout more. So I discard the Fire Antler here and defeat their pest. I decided to discard a Fire Antler because we already have 2 8 power creatures in play, and it didn't seem to me likely that 1 point of damage from this Antler would mean something in this game. So I just wanted to have an option of playing the rest of the cards in our hand, that being the Rooster, the C-Rex, and the Scout, as I felt they were more game and impactful than the Fire Antler. So our opponent plays a Fire Antler of their own. We decide to let it go, and here, since our clock was once again running low, I decide not to overthink and just start attacking with this Rocky Fant. If the Rocky Fant, if the Fire Antler blocks the Rocky Fant, I count that as a good trade for us. So they play a Cave Lizard here. A Cave Lizard could be a problem because we do not have a creature to go over the top of the Cave Lizard, but I decided not to mindbug it in the end, just because we have two creatures that could go under it, and that being an Agile Rooster and a Scorched Scout if it resolves, of course. So here we're thinking about our options. They stopped our attacks with this 10 power Cave Lizard. And we decide to play an Agile Rooster here with 3 seconds left on the clock. Yay! So in their hand there are multiple creatures that could block this Agile Rooster, that being a Go Dragon and His Holiness. So they decide to use their Mindbug here and just put pressure on us with this Agile Rooster, because we do not have a good blocker for it. We can only block, but our creatures would die and their Agile Rooster would survive. So I do the only thing possible here, and that is attacking with Soul Manipulator and boosting a card to one of the creatures. So here I boosted our Duck Draw up to 6 power so that it could block this Agile Rooster, but I think that was a mistake, and the right call here was to boost their Agile Rooster, because then it would grow up to 7 power, and we have two 8 power blockers on our side of the board. By doing this, I also exposed my Duck Draw to a Goat Dragon of their own, so if they play a Goat Dragon here, I potentially have to Mindbug it just so that this Duck Draw would survive. So it was a bad play in multiple ways from our side, and bad plays in the World Championship usually cost you the game, so I wasn't very happy with how I managed this game. So they play a Go Dragon. We have one Mindbug left, and they still have 5 cards in their hand. So I'm not happy about this board state right now. Here we're deciding which card to boost with this Go Dragon, and we decide to boost their Agile Rooster. Once again, I don't know if this was the right call. We could have boosted our Duck Draw up to 7 power and have double 7 power creatures on our side of the board, and their Agile Rooster would be a 6 power creature. So probably a couple of bad plays from our side here. They decide to play His Holiness, and they decide to boost their Agile Rooster so that it would go over the top of our creatures, I guess they forgot about the Go Dragon effect. So Go Dragon, when you play it or when it attacks, can do one of two things, and that these are boosting a card or defeating a boosted creature. So they boosted their Agile Rooster up to 9 power and boosted their Fire Antler up to 10 power. So now we cannot get rid of this Agile Rooster in any other way than attacking with our Go Dragon. But we are happy we even had that option, to be perfectly honest. So here they start attacking with their Fire Antler. And we're just happy to block here. We do not want to lose life in this scenario, especially when this Fire Antler could end us if we end up being at 1 life total. As our opponent does not have any mind bugs left, we play our Scout here. We have 2 8-power creatures, so all of our creatures are unblockable. Here they play a perfect answer, a Water Antler, and I'm already seeing this game as being lost. The only thing they need to do is boost one of the creatures to one of our 8-power creatures, so that our creatures would not be unblockable. But they failed to do that. That's really a major mistake. They boosted their Fire Antler up to 11 power, so we still had an active Score 2 Scout, and we started attacking. Here they need, once more, they need to get rid of our 8-power creature somehow, or just boost it somehow. So they play a perfect answer here in the form of Radioactive Pest, but our Dugdra just defeats a creature with poisonous when it attacks. You also want to cancel the Dugdra's hunt trigger when it attacks, and it just cannot be blocked. And we win this game from the brink of defeat. So our opponent just needed to boost one of our cards with this Water Antler, and the game would be over. So it's small things like this that sometimes decide the game on this level. So we are very happy with how this match went. We earned 1 more win, so currently we are at 2 wins and 2 draws. And we are looking forward to our next rounds as one of the top players in this tournament. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something new from this commentary. Leave a like and a comment on this video if you liked what you saw. And have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you for round number 5. Take care and goodbye.